college basketball season is less than 1 week away, and the season starts with a bang. There are 126 games scheduled for Monday, November 7th, with Baylor and Mississippi Valley State tipping off at noon Eastern Time. We have 2 ways to help you get this season underway. Number 1, as we did for the start of the NHL season and as well as the beginning of the NBA season, all 7-day college basketball packages will be only $49 through Sunday, November 13th at midnight. Number 2, head to Ralph Michaels' homepage at wagertalk.com and get the free 100-page college basketball preview. The shortcut to Ralph's page is wt.buzz/rm. This 100-page guide has returning starters, percentage of returning minutes, last season's overall stats, as well as conference-only statistics, plus against the spread and over-under data. It also includes coaching data, conference previews, and a forecast for each conference. Whether it's a 7-day college basketball package, checking the Wager Talk odds page for updated numbers, or downloading the free college basketball guide, enjoy this season. And March Madness will be here before we know it.
Happy Friday, guys. Welcome to Wager Talk TV and Puck Time. I am Carmine Bianco. It is the final show of the week. Man, let me tell you, this week cannot end soon enough, and it's not from a betting perspective because it's been a very good week from a betting perspective, but there's just been little sleep and a lot of homework for me, not only with NHL but NFL football, the Circa contests, and of course the World Cup and running simulations. Yesterday I spent about an hour filming with Kelly Stewart a video on the World Cup, which will be on the Wager Talk site and on YouTube probably in about a day or so. But I'm literally preparing myself for a world of hate. You will not believe people, soccer footballers, footballing fans are so passionate about their teams, their countries, that if you don't pick them, they will literally spew the worst stuff. It's like Mattress Mac 100 times over the Philly fans. Soccer fans are about 100 times worse than Philly fans when it comes to if you don't support their teams, they come after you. 2018, I still remember the video I did with Marco in Vegas. I picked Croatia to make it to the finals of the World Cup at 40-1, and even the Croatians spewed hate at me because they said their team sucks. It was the funniest thing ever, but I'm just glad we got this video done. It's going to be on. I'll explain the video to you guys a little later on, but this week is over. Andrew McInnes is flying back. His flight has been delayed a couple times, but he will be back in his regular seat on Monday. And I just want to say, last night, after all of this work, I went to dinner with Prez and 4 other guys, and we went to this really nice steakhouse. And Prez, I would have lost $1,000 easily if I made this bet with Prez. He orders a 24-ounce steak, and I go, I wanted to say to him, I'll bet you $1,000 you don't finish that thing. And he wouldn't have taken the bet because he planned on taking this steak home with him. And what does he do? In the course of like an hour and a half or an hour during dinner, he literally finished a 24-ounce steak. It was a sight to behold. But with that said, let's bring in the Prez. Congratulations on eating that steak, and congratulations on the Vancouver Canucks. You hit a 5% winner last night.
Oh, dude, it was gripping, man. I mean, wow. 3-2. It was 2-1 going into the third. No, 3-2 going into the third. 8 goals scored in the third period. The Canucks were up by 3 twice. They let both slip to a 1-goal lead. I was losing my shit, Carm. I was losing my shit. But I do want to say, I don't want this week to ever end. Ever. Sunday this week started 7-2. Monday 4-2. Tuesday 4-2. Wednesday 4-2. Thursday 4-1. That's my run for my clients over at Wager Talk. 23-8 since Sunday. NBA is killing it. NHL is killing it. NFL is killing it. Baseball is killing it. Man, life is so good when you are winning, but a whole lot worse when you are losing. So I'm very happy right now. I'm really feeling it, dude. I'm just a happy camper.
And speaking of killing it, you killed a 24-ounce steak last night. I don't know where you put that thing, but congratulations on getting that one done.
Well, listen, let's just say it the way it is. It's a 24-ounce bone-in ribeye, and so it's probably only 16 ounces. But still, man, I'm not a big guy. I mean, I've never eaten that much in my bloody life. But it was a fun night hanging out with you, Carm. Always fun hanging out with you.
Yeah, it was a great gang of people, a great conversation, and a pretty cool restaurant. So I was pretty happy. I was tired, so I got home and just pretty much watched some of the games and crashed out. I couldn't stay up and watch neither your Vancouver game or the San Jose game, which they won in OT. So it gave me a 1-1 night. As I had them regulation, but I also had the Dallas Stars who completely ran over Arizona in their game. But let's get to it. Yes.
Carm, one sec. Just to let everybody know, I am not on Wager Talk today, but I will be doing a daily presidential address, and I will be doing it at the end of the show. I will give out my best bet in hockey, and I have 3 football bets for you guys. Sorry, Carm.
Yeah, no problem. And because this is mine and Andrew's show, there are no preset likes that need to be done for the presidential report. You guys like it if you want to, or don't like it, but I prefer you guys like it. Obviously, it's good for the analytics and stuff. But with that said, guys, this first game, be aware that this first game is being played at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is being played in Finland as part of the global NHL Global Series. So this one is in Tampere Deck Arena in Finland, the first of 2 games between the Colorado Avalanche and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's have a look at the numbers on this one. Colorado, a lofty -260 in this one. Columbus plus 210, and the total is 6.5 in this one. I'm going to make this quick, Prez, before I send it to you. I know we only got 2 games, so we can stretch this out. But this Avs team, I'm not going to lay 260 with this Avs team. They're just not – they haven't picked up where they left off last year. And the Landeskog injury obviously is a big miss for them. They're like 2-4. Their last 6 games, their 2 wins were just 3-2 wins. So they're not a dominating Avalanche team. But there's nothing wrong with this team. When Landeskog gets back, once they pick it up, They went through a big season last year, going right to the Cup Finals, obviously winning it. Maybe a bit of a hangover for this team right now. They'll get going. It's the overreaction thing. But I don't want to lay 260 on this team right now. The only problem is I can't make a case for Columbus. This team has lost 4 of the last 5. Their last 3 games, they've lost by a combined score of 17-4. I just don't see how you can make a case for Columbus in this one. You could look at the total just because Columbus seems to be getting lit up. So with that said, I'll probably look at the over 6.5 and take the approach that maybe these 2 teams want to entertain the fans in Finland as part of this global NHL series. So I'll take over 6.5. It's the only play I can find in this game. Prez?
Carm. Well, firstly, I definitely don't factor in that they want to entertain the Finnish fans. That is not factored into my handicapping at all. I'm with you on the over here, dude. First and foremost, I just want to say to everybody, when you're looking at the Florida Panthers, Colorado, Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay, blah, 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 these are good teams, guys. The year just started, and everything will be fine. Colorado is a beast. Colorado will likely be in the Stanley Cup finals again when all's said and done, but so I'm with you, man. I'm not going to bet the -260. I like the over in this game as well. Columbus, one thing we know about Columbus is they definitely can't stop people from scoring. New Jersey put up 7. Boston put up 4. The Arizona Coyotes put up 6 goals on them. 6 goals. The New York Islanders put up 1. That's like equivalent of 50 for a normal team. That's a joke, Carm. Not a good one, but a joke. You got to go on the over here. Colorado can score. Columbus can score. Columbus can't stop anyone, and Colorado has not been playing great on defense so far this year. New York Islanders put up 5 on this team last time out. Take over 6.5. That's where I'm going.
So let me ask you, because, I always look at this also when you see a total like this and you're worried that one team might not actually contribute to the over, which is like this Columbus team, like I said, has only scored 4 goals. The team total for Colorado is 3.5 minus 145. Would you entertain taking that action, or is it 145 out of your price range for a team total?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with the minus 145, but I'd rather take the game over the total. Let's not just assume Columbus can't score because they've had a rough go of it the last 4 games. They did put up a 3 spot against Arizona. They put up a 3 against Pittsburgh, a 5 against Nashville, a 4 against Vancouver. This thing ebbs and flows, Carm. You're going to go 3 games with, low scoring games, and you're going to have 3-4 games that are high scoring games. Let's not just assume that Columbus can't score. With that said, Carm, Johnny Gaudreau, man, I mean, he must just be so thrilled with how his season and new team is going right now. Way to go, Johnny. Yeah. I mean, look, if it was one of the
strangest moves in the offseason. Definitely.
Well, it's easily explainable. I'm very passionate about golf. Like Johnny Gaudreau, I love golf and I love hockey. And all Johnny's trying to do is find a balance. Play hockey in the regular season, golf during the playoffs. It's not for us to judge. I get it. I respect it. Who would not want to golf more?
Yeah, I get it. I get it with this team, but we'll see what happens here. It should be an interesting game, and it gives us some afternoon action to look at on a Friday. Friday that's usually a sort of a dead day, and we've got to wait for the night card and obviously college football Fridays, and it's a travel day in MLB, so there's no baseball either today. So having some afternoon action in the NHL should be good. It'll be interesting to see what that arena looks like and how this game looks. It's a bigger ice surface as well, too, I would assume.
Yeah, it's got to be a bigger ice surface, which is going to be really good for the over. I mean, if anything helps goals, it's more space on the ice. Carm, one of our good listeners, JP, writes, he eats 24-ounce bone-in ribeyes for breakfast. So firstly, you unhealthy man, stop doing that. Secondly, I hope you at least take the bone out. And then we have Eric, who just doesn't care what the Prez has to say. Eric, I love that man. I don't care what I have to say either.
Listen, before we get into, I actually wanted to do this at the top of the show. Before we get into the second and final game, and then of course we've got the 6 and 60 segment, and then Prez will do his report at the end and give out some free plays. Some of these scores from last night, I had the under 6 in the Rangers game. The Bruins get a empty netter to make it 5-2, so it kind of squashes that one. I had the under in the Jets game, and these are personal bets. These aren't bets that I released to clients, but I had the under in the Jets game, and I think that was the show best bet yesterday. Under 6. It is 2-2 in the second period, and you're like, well, this one is dead as well too. No goals in the third period. Finishes 3-2, so that one gets there. But the Chicago Blackhawks beating the Kings team that was starting to play well. Nashville goes to Calgary. Yeah. And listen, it's not like they stole that game. If you look at the final analytical numbers, it literally matches what the final score was. The analytic numbers were somewhere around 4-2. The final score is 4-1. Nashville, full marks for them for picking up that win there. So a bit of a surprise. The Stars, who usually don't score a lot of goals, rolled up 7. Those late games had a ton of goals in them. 7-2 Dallas, 8-5 for your Vancouver Canucks, and of course the Florida Panthers winning their 6th straight game in San Jose, but this time in a shootout.
Yeah.
The Sharks are now 0-7 when trailing after 2 periods. And then the last one, which will be part of the 6 and 60 today, the Seattle Kraken, for the 8th straight time, Prez, they have gone over their team total of 2.5 goals. This team is scoring. They may not be winning, but they're scoring goals.
Well, they're not losing. I mean, they're in the hunt for the for a playoff spot early in the season, but Seattle's been a surprise team for me. Carm, everybody's talking about this tiger sauce for steak. I don't know what it is. Tiger sauce. Sounds good. I'm ready to try it. JP uses A1 sauce on his steak. Shame on you, JP. Like, way to ruin a steak. Anyway, I'm a little emosh after that, Carm. I don't even know if I could get through the show. A1 sauce?
Yeah, no. I prefer, listen, I will barbecue my steak, Prez, and then I put it in a cast iron skillet that is right there on the barbecue, and then finish it with butter. A perfectly seasoned steak only needs some butter on it.
Rosemary, or with some rosemary or something in that butter, garlic. I'm with you, dude. But I'll tell you, nothing is more American than pouring A1 sauce over a nice piece of meat. Dan does that with his woman.
Well, listen, our producer is about to cut your mic off. Listen, speaking of A1, the Buffalo Sabres are just playing A1 type of hockey. And let's have a look at the numbers on this one. The Sabres and the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina minus 210, the Buffalo Sabres plus 175, and the total is 6.5. You know, Carolina's on the second of a back-to-back. They played in Tampa last night. The game went to OT. Obviously, have to fly home late at night. So, but they've had one back-to-back this season, beating the Flyers. So they're good in that spot so far. But this Sabres team, 7-3 start to their season. I love the way their defense is playing right now, and Power on defense. Watching him that last game that the Sabres won, he's just, for a rookie, so composed in the offensive zone with that puck. He just took his time. He finds players. I'm enjoying watching this team win, and they finished last year on a 5-1 run to end the season. So they're 12-4, dating back to last year. This team is playing extremely well. I think they were a live dog tonight in this game.
Oh, but, dude.
Plus 175. I'm willing to take a shot with a team that's 7-3 right now and catch another team on the second of a back-to-back. It's going to be Ranta in net for Carolina tonight, so it's not as if you're getting Freddie Anderson between the pipes for the Hurricanes. So I'm going to take a shot here. Give me the Sabres at a big price. Prez?
Carm, I'm with you 100%, and we spoke about this game last night. I was going to release it to my clients. That's how much I like Buffalo, but I'm going to actually end up passing in NHL for my clients. I'm 100% with you on this. This line is really strange to me. Now, I understand. I think Carolina might have the best roster in all of hockey. I mean, it is the ribeye, if you will, of the NHL. But this is a bad spot for them. They've won 3 in a row. All 3 games went to overtime. All 3 games were hard fought. The game last night was in Tampa Bay. It was a hard fought game. They then got on an airplane. They flew to Carolina. Buffalo's been sitting there waiting patiently. This Buffalo team is 7-3. They have an incredible amount of speed. This is a game where over a 7-game series, Carolina wins 4-1, 4-2. But on any given day, this is a game where whoever dictates pace is going to win. Carolina's a heavy team, not unlike Dan's girlfriend. I have no idea what Dan's girlfriend. I don't even know if Dan has a girlfriend. It just seems to be a general theme, and I love when Dan laughs in my ear. Carolina's a heavy team, and Buffalo is one of the fastest teams out there right now. So ultimately, if Buffalo can control the pace, they win the game. If Carolina controls the pace, they win the game. Bad spot for Carolina, good spot for Buffalo. I'm with you 100%. I like the Sabres. And Carm, all people are talking about in the chat room is steak. JP lectured me. He said, Prez, I'm from Montana. Don't tell me how to cook steak. So basically, he was speaking American. We're from Canada. That's where literally cows are all born. And then we send them to Montana. Anyway, I was in Montana recently. I didn't see one single cow. Cannot tell JP how to cook steak. So in the future, if I'm not on this show, Carm, do not tell JP how to cook a steak. He is from Montana.
Steaks, cows. The conversation on Puck Time is a little different, a little interesting today. But let's move
I won't ever come
along
back.
here.
If you don't want me back, I won't come back.
No, but with man, you got me frazzled here. Whatever. When we talk about market movers and every show, I look at the one or two games that the price has really moved, and this is one that has moved. This opened at 220 last night. Money came out on the Sabres, drove it down to about minus 195 in the morning, and then some buyback now, or some action on Carolina to get that back up to about 205, 210. So we'll see the way it goes. Not a huge line move, but the initial money came in on the Sabres on the overnight. So we'll see where that one goes. Guys, we still have the obviously the show bets, the 6 and 60 segment, and we also have the presidential report. So I believe that's what it's called. So we need to get those likes up apparently. But before I do the 6 and 60, Prez,
we don't need to do. We don't. You said at the top of the show that they don't need to like.
Yeah.
So
no.
It's your
the likes
show.
are for the 6 and 60 segment.
Oh,
they're not for you.
Oh.
It's not always about you.
Everything's about me, Carm. It's my world. You're in it. So's JP, and I can tell him how to cook a steak, even though he's from Montana.
You're the only guy who has a picture of himself in his wallet. You should have a picture of Vivian in there. But with that said,
no, I actually have a picture of Dan in my wallet with his flowing hair.
All right. I need an uninterrupted 90 seconds, Prez. Okay, even though this is a 6 and 60 segment. So just to explain, and I did it on last week's show, the 6 and 60 segment. Obviously, these games are being played on Saturday. The Friday night overnights, which is tonight, will be they're out a little later on DraftKings and other things. If you want to find lines for Saturday's games on Thursday night, what you do is you can head over to a site called Flash Score, click on NHL, click on the Saturday games, and there is a tab for odds. Usually there is a book in Canada that will put up the odds, and it's in decimal point. You can just use the converter to get the price on. So you can get an idea of what the opening numbers are from the first book that puts the numbers out. So with that said, let's get into the 6 and 60 segment. And Dan, let's start the clock. All right, Montreal and Vegas. Vegas is 2-0 currently on this road trip. Head to Montreal and catch a Montreal team coming home off a 4-game road trip. We're going to take Vegas in this one. Pittsburgh and Seattle. Seattle 8 straight times over their team total of 2.5. We're going to go for 9 straight here. So Seattle team total over 2.5. Ottawa and Philadelphia, 4 straight losses for the Sens, but they welcome a Flyers team that's cooled down and have lost 4 of the last 5 times. We're going to take the Sens here in regulation time. Winnipeg and Chicago. Has the Chicago fade begun? More importantly, the Jets have picked up 9 of 10 points their last 5 games. They're winning. Let's take the Jets in regulation time as well. Toronto and Boston. The great start by the Boston Bruins has a buy low price on the Leafs. We can get the Leafs at a short price here. Leafs 10-5 last 15 at home against this team. And Vancouver, Nashville. Nashville full marks, but Vancouver is winning games. Let's take Vancouver here. Boom. Goes the dynamite.
Love
Prez?
that Leaf play, Carm. I just one thing
Listen,
we
the
know
Bruins-
about the Leafs, that when they play bad teams, they are like A1 sauce on steak. When they play good teams, they are like peppercorn sauce on a Chicago cooked ribeye, medium rare plus with some string onions. Mwah! Similar to Dan's girlfriend.
Oh, dear. All right. This next segment is brought to you by Dan Mutes Prez's mic all of next week. Anyways, brought to you
Does
by...
Dan even have a girlfriend? Like, I'm just making this all up, dude. Like, I got no idea.
We have a chance of keeping this show under 35 minutes for 2 games. So let's see if we can do this. Prez, before we get into the, do you want to do the presidential report now, and then we'll do the best bet segment?
I'm going to do my best bet in the presidential address, but I'll do it both, dude. I want to keep this show going till noon.
All right. So tell us what you got up at Wager Talk for this weekend, because there's a ton of NFL action and amongst other sports. And give us your best bet, which will be included in your presidential report.
Okay. Well, it's time for the daily presidential address, and we're doing it on the iPhone hockey rink image. Guys, make sure to watch Puck Time today. Carmine and I were on. Carm was really, really funny, like really funny. I mean, he literally just poked fun at Dan for a half an hour. It's worth watching. Anyway, I got 3 NFL bets for you guys and my best bet tonight in hockey. Before we get into that, I got to tell you guys, I'm on a 23-8 all sports run. 23 wins, 8 losses. I have destroyed books this entire week. My NBA has started the 17-9 on the year. That's 17-9 on the year. I have three, count them, 3 NBA plays up for tonight. So head over to Wager Talk and grab that. As for NFL, I have 5 college football plays tomorrow, and I'll have 5 NFL plays on Sunday. Okay. So best bet tonight in hockey, period, end of story. Buffalo Sabres plus 175, an incredible amount of value in that. So I'm taking that. I'm betting that personally as well. As for your Sunday best bets, I like Indianapolis and New England under the total of 39.5. I like Green Bay and Detroit over the total of 49.5. And I like the LA Chargers -3 against the Atlanta Falcons. And, of course, I like Dan's girlfriend. That's it for me, Carm.
I'm at a loss for words. That doesn't happen very often with me. But with that said, Prez, we enjoy you coming on the show. Twice this week? 3 times this week? I'm not even sure. It's all a blur.
You wanted me to come on yesterday. I couldn't. But so, yeah, twice this week. Carm, I love doing this show because I can be more me than when I do Wager Talk today, where I have Teddy and Slack going, stay focused, Prez. Stay focused, Prez. Stop talking about Dan, Prez.
So now I know I just need to put in Slack, stay focused, and you'll stay on topic, I would hope. Anyways, with that said, guys, a couple plays up in soccer today. No NHL up. There's only 2 games, and we've already talked about them, and those are pretty much my opinions. I'm not going to bet the afternoon game. I am going to bet this prop, and I might actually put it up for clients on the show, and I'll get to it in 1 second. But full soccer card tomorrow, a 5% soccer play on Sunday. I won the Champions League 5% play. A very good week so far. 3 NFL plays, 43 and 27 in NFL this season. A great season thus far. I think it's 3rd at Wager Talk amongst all the cappers. And of course, some college football as well too. My show best bet is going to be in that Sabres game tonight. I'm going to take Rasmus Dahlin over 2.5 shots, -115. The juice is low on over 2.5 shots, which I can't believe considering he has gone over this total in 8 of 10 games for the Buffalo Sabres this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lay the minimal juice here, take over 2.5 shots for Rasmus Dahlin, -115, and see if we can make it 9 of 11 for him there. Guys, you saw the 1660 presidential report, couple games. Don't forget about the 2 o'clock game from Finland today, Colorado and Columbus. Prez, you want to get one more word in?
Yeah, so I just got a note from HR. I'd like to publicly and humbly apologize to Dan and his girlfriend. They are both very good people. I love them to death. I will do anything I can for both of them. I would do more for Dan's girlfriend. But with that said, my apologies, Dan. Humbly yours. Namaste.
All right. With that said, if Dan is doing Movember this year, Prez will donate $150 for all of that stuff he put him through. I think it's a great cause. Guys, there's the best bets up on the screen. Rasmus Dahlin, over 2.5 shots on goal, -115 for me. The Prez has the Buffalo Sabres. I know it pains him to take the Sabres, but he did. +175. Guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Andrew will be back in his regular seat next week, steering this ship that has gone off course numerous times this week. And we're looking forward to having him back. Have an awesome weekend, and hopefully you guys destroy your books.
The college basketball season is less than 1 week away, and the season starts with a bang. There are 126 games scheduled for Monday, November 7th, with Baylor and Mississippi Valley State tipping off at noon Eastern Time. We have 2 ways to help you get this season underway. Number 1, as we did for the start of the NHL season and as well as the beginning of the NBA season, all 7-day college basketball packages will be only $49 through Sunday, November 13th at midnight. Number 2, head to Ralph Michaels' homepage at wagertalk.com and get the free 100-page college basketball preview. The shortcut to Ralph's page is wt.buzz/rm. This 100-page guide has returning starters, percentage of returning minutes, last season's overall stats, as well as conference-only statistics, plus against the spread and over-under data. It also includes coaching data, conference previews, and a forecast for each conference. Whether it's a 7-day college basketball package, checking the Wager Talk odds page for updated numbers, or downloading the free college basketball guide, enjoy this season. And March Madness will be here before we know it.